The Liberty Wrestling team has had another record-setting season. After becoming the first program to win its third dual national championship last year, the Flames this season became the first program to not only win a fourth dual national title, but also the first team to win the title in back-to-back seasons. With the Flames recording its 8th consecutive Mid-Atlantic Conference title, they are ready to head to Allen, Texas, where they will be looking to defend their national championship.
And sitting down with me now is the head coach of the men's and women's wrestling team, Jesse Castro. Jesse, thanks for sitting down with us.
Patrick, thank you for coming.
First, got to congratulate you on winning not only another Mid-Atlantic Conference championship, but now your 8th. Kind of talk a little bit about that, because this potentially, which most people don't realize, you guys were down going into that final set of matches. So obviously it's hard to win multiple, but even in this one, this was one of your toughest wins to get.
No doubt about that. I think it's because of the apprentice school, which has been nipping at our heels for the last 2 years. As you know, they lost to us by half a point at the national tournament last year, so they're definitely gunning for us, and it showed at the conference tournament. And you're right, we've never been down after a session in that conference meet, but we were down at one point. And so it was back and forth, but thankfully our boys pulled it off in the finals.
Yeah, not only pulled it off, obviously, I think it started with winning duels. Was last year you guys set history, not only becoming winning championship again, but first 3-time champion. Now this year you guys became the first back-to-back championships when you won your 4th. So kind of touch on that, because obviously that was tough too, to win that, because you had to face opponents for the final, but even more so just trying to carry that momentum from that all over to conference, because it really did show.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that, you know, in trying to win something back to back, it seems like there's always more pressure on you once you've accomplished it one time, and having to do it again is a little more difficult because of that self-imposed pressure that I think we're all vulnerable to. And so I think the focus for us has been not to focus on that per se, but allow the process to take its natural flow and do what they've been training to do, and they did that obviously. And you know, our whole goal has been from day one is not just to win a national championship, but it's also been to establish a dynasty.
And yeah, establishing a dynasty is obviously something you've been able to do, and the conference has won an 8th unprecedented championship. You've won 4 dual championships, trying to win your 3rd national championship at the Grand Nationals this year, which we'll touch on that in a sec. But like, so much winning has come with this program ever since you guys entered the ranks of NCAA. How do you keep the team so focused when obviously the expectation is to win, and as you just said, not let the pressure build up on them?
Well, let me go back a step further too, Patrick. It's not just us coming into the NCAA, but even in the very impetus when we emerged into the NCCAA back in the 70s. It was the wrestling program that thrust Liberty Baptist College at that time into national prominence because of our winning tradition back then. So, you know, winning has been a tradition here within our wrestling program, not just in the NCAA, but in the NCCAA, the NAIA, the NCAA Division II, and even in the NCAA Division I when we were there for 6 years, winning the Eastern Regional Championship 5 years out of 6 years. So it's not just within the NCAA that this winning tradition has been established, but it is carried on, and we look at that as God hand upon us. We really do. I mean, you know, we're just a bunch of guys in the back of a truck and that are on board and buying into what the school's about, their mission statement, and we want to wrestle for the Lord, and here we are.
And talk a little bit about obviously prepping for nationals before we get into what you guys are trying to do to finalize the prep. Obviously, you're taking a women's team again. You're going to be bringing a few women's wrestlers, and some of them have national experience. Obviously, 2 of them will, but even more so, you have one that's a defending champion. So kind of talk a little bit about your ladies who are trying to obviously have another good showing at nationals.
Well, this has been it's been exciting this year to watch what the women's program has morphed into. You know, we've had, I think it's 7 girls that have been pretty consistent in coming out and training in the mornings at 6:30 in the morning. And our leader, Reese Manley, who's a grad student, Kendall Manley's older sister, who's our national champion, of course, who has quite a bit of experience herself. It's really developed well, and they've been training hard, and now, for the first time, we're doubling, rather than taking 2 to the Nationals, we're taking 4 to the Nationals. And you mentioned the second one from last year, Catherine Morales. Yeah, we're excited that she's coming back as well. That year of experience, and that national experience, we hope will bode well for her. But we think that the NCAA Women's National Tournament is in for a surprise because they haven't seen Reese, our captain, so to speak. And so we think we've got a shot at really making a mark in that division.
And speaking of making a mark, obviously the goal is, as you said, trying to be able to finish the sweep and get the Grand National title for back-to-back years and the third time ever in program history.
Sure.
Kind of talk a little bit about that. I mean, you're taking 14 wrestlers that qualified, and also you're bringing in 7 conference champions. The team has so much depth that you're bringing in. Obviously, you feel like you're going to lose some points in that first little bit of classes, but obviously your big boys, they've proven that they're strong, and obviously you could potentially have not just like you did the one year you won at 7 All-Americans, but you could have the most you've ever had with all 14 guys definitely are capable.
Oh, no doubt about that. I would agree that our team has been used to having to come from behind, so to speak. And that's not a slant on our lightweights. They're just young. They're young and untried, but they've but they're paying their dues, and we hope to get some wins out of there at the Nationals too. But yeah, mentally, I think our middleweight, upper weights are accustomed to rising to the challenge. And so I was just talking with my assistant coach, Coach Larry Cannon, about this, that we need to not look at the scores and panic if we see we're behind, because it ebbs and flows. We might be behind the first session on Thursday, we might be ahead on Friday morning. It just goes up and down. So when it all boils down to the finals on Saturday, we're hoping that it's not going to be another half a point victory.
Yeah, absolutely, Jesse. Well, hey, we'll definitely be cheering on you guys from here in Lynchburg, and hopefully that you'll be able to bring home another national title. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
sitting
Patrick.
down with us. Thank you.